Okay, when we're dating, I think that when we realize this person is not going to be our person and we're ready to release him back out into the wild, we need to be upfront and honest about what they did that was disrespectful or how they showed up in ways that would hurt another woman. And not because we're trying to change men for the next woman at all, because that's impossible. Men don't really change for anybody. But maybe next time he goes to pull the same ridiculousness that he pulled with you, he will remember what you told him when you released him back into the wild, and he will have a second thought about it and maybe not do it to the next woman. I'm saying that's the responsible thing to do in dating. And when I first posted this, I got a lot of pushback from women that were like, I'm not out here to change a man for another woman. That's not what I'm saying. And in this certain circumstance that I'm about to share via text messages, I realized at the very beginning that this man was nothing more than a fling. I was not seriously dating him and had no plans to seriously date him. But when I said my final goodbyes to him and we parted ways, I made it very clear to him how he screwed up so that going forward, he could not do the same thing to other women. And that is my point of sharing this message exchange. This man and I met at a concert, and after the concert, we spent the night partying together back at a hotel room that my friends and I shared. And he left his jewel on the nightstand. He had shared a lot of intimacy with me that night, and it was obvious that he and I were into each other. Not in a permanent, let's go have a relationship sort of way, but in a, we exchanged intimacy and emotions, and we spent the entire evening together. So when he left his jewel there, I sent him a text message the next morning saying, hey, I have your jewel, Stephanie. He lets 2 weeks go by with no response. This is where I have the problem. If a man spends an evening with a woman, I don't care if it's a fling. I don't care if neither of them have any intention of spending any more further time together. That man should check in with the woman the next day and make sure that she's doing okay, connect with her, touch base, and show baseline respect. That was not here. This man waited 2 full weeks to respond to my message offering to return his jewel to him. And this is how he responded to me. Sorry for the super late response. I've been moving and working, etc., etc., basically explaining why he ghosted me, which nobody believes these things, so just can we stop with the pretenses here? Then he said, I should come pick up my jewels soon and maybe we can grab a drink or something. I'm not sure where his intentions were on this last part of the text. If he was in fact trying to get together with me and go have drinks, obviously I'm not going to, because the way that he let 2 weeks go by and basically pretended that our night together didn't exist, that's disrespectful and honestly baseline inconsiderate. A man, if he's a stand-up man, should reach out to a woman the next day and see how she's doing. And so, before I released him into the wild, I took it upon myself to be honest with this man so that he does not do this to another woman. I said, yeah, I'm going to be honest. Not reaching out at all is bad form. Going forward, check in with her at least and see how she is the next morning. Consider your jewel payment for that misstep, because I don't have it anymore. Wishing you the best. And I did throw away his jewel, and I blocked and deleted him after this exchange. We have been taught as women to play small. We have been taught as women to people please and to not make men upset and to not tell them the truth because it might hurt their feelings. My point is, in dating or flings or any interaction with men, let's stop doing that and let's be honest with men when they screw up. Let's be honest with them when they act untoward or they act in a way that could preclude them from having relationships or love in the future, because they're out there looking for it with your fellow sisters, with other women in society. And if we want them to show up as a collective in a better, higher way, we need to be honest, tell them up front when they screw up, and have very rigid boundaries. And as we all do that as a collective of women, then hopefully all the men will collectively rise and evolve. What's that figure of speech? Rising tides elevate all ships. The point is, stop playing small and be honest with these men.